Welcome back to the show. This week, we are going to be talking about the 3 types of email series that you should be having in your business. Now, if you were with us last week, you know that we talked about you getting too many emails and the one thing that you could do to go ahead and fix that. We also gave you some extra tips around emails and just being able to control your inbox a little bit more. So you're going to want to check out that previous episode. But today, you are going to be in for a treat because Amanda is going to help share the top 3 series that you should have in your inbox. And if you're new around here, be sure to say hello, even if you're watching the replay, or I should say listening to the replay, because we stream across multiple channels here online. And if you don't know who we are, Amanda, go ahead and give a quick introduction of yourself, and then I'll jump in with mine.
Yeah, my cat's coming to intro herself as well.
There you go.
I'm Amanda. I'm the Director of Client Care for Closer Pros. So really our lane dabbles in client nurture solutions. So helping agents specifically, but really this can apply to any business. Our focus is just real estate, but helping with those client nurture strategies. So keeping your past clients and your sphere of influence top of mind so that you can focus on now business and they don't forget about you. So
love it. Love it. And if you've never met me before, well, I'm Ed Troxel and I am your remote video coach. I also help you with your video strategy and being able to just show up here and be yourself here online, as well as, declutter your digital lifestyle because it can get messy and we don't like mess. So this is the Real Estate Marketing and Coffee Show. We go live every Monday at 8 a.m. So you can kick off your morning. I should say 8 a.m. Pacific. You can kick off your morning with us each week here. And today we're going to dive into the 3 types of email series that you can start adding into your business if you don't already have it. So Amanda, let's hit them with number 1. What is the first email series that we should probably have in our business?
Yeah, so I love this one. And whether it's done automated or individual, just a yearly check-in. And there's so many things that you can do on this one for real estate specific. Like my favorite yearly check-in, because it comes from value, is to offer that yearly CMA. You know, hey, you bought a house with me, or you own a house. Maybe it wasn't even with me, but you're someone I know. You here's what the market value of your home would be if you list it today. People are always curious about that, even if they're not interested in selling. And it's a great way to add value to them. I think of my parents when I think of this touch often, because my dad loves that. Like my dad ultimately would love to see it like week by week, right? And not because he was at any point going to sell. He just likes to know the information. But it's a great, easy touch to remind them, hey, I'm in real estate. Hey, your house is worth something. And should you ever be considering it, I'm your go-to person.
Yes. That's a great reminder for people too, that, hey, I'm in real estate. I'm still here.
Yeah.
We talk about this a lot when we share tips around social media and the importance of being active, being present on the different social platforms, whether you like them or not, because it shows people that you're still in business.
Yeah.
It gives them that reminder of, oh yeah, Amanda is around. Oh yeah, she could help me with this.
It's available.
Yeah.
And I think the cool thing, and your yearly check-in honestly can be anything. I like the CMA touch because usually people do their yearly check-ins in January. So it's a great time, people are prepping for their taxes, but there's a lot of things you can do. One of my favorite agent friends, they do what they call letters from the heart. They do it quarterly, but you can do this yearly where it's just a quick and easy update. Like, hey, I'm Amanda. I'm just sharing my life because I'm a real human. Here's what happened in the last year of my life. Would love to know what happened in your life. Like kind of just a quick and easy, like, for example, this person got married this year. So he got engaged, got married, all kinds of stuff were happening in his world, right? And so he shared that with his past clients. And I love that because, hey, I'm a real human too. And I'm involving you. Now, I will also caveat that because I'm sure people are listening and saying, my past clients and my friends your friends and family probably will care about it, but my past clients aren't going to care that I got engaged. My past clients aren't going to care that I moved to Seattle. Yeah. And you might be right, but I think what's so unique about what this friend of mine did is they've set their database up for such success that their database is used to hearing from them. So sharing this type of information is not abnormal. They're
Yes.
used to hearing, they're used to connecting. And so now they're a part of the family, as they call it, like their team named family.
That is such a good reminder for us, is that it's not weird or out of place if
Yeah.
we have made that nurture series
Mhm.
prior. And it could be weekly newsletters, it can be weekly posts, or daily posts, whatever your business model is and what you're comfortable with. And when you were saying about the new, well, I'm saying newsletter, but when you're saying about the update, the letters from the heart,
Yeah.
I think it was, that reminds me of one of my neighbors who sends out her Christmas card. It was really a Christmas letter every year, giving us an update on her and the family and everything. And
Totally.
it's stuff we've been doing. A lot of us have been doing for years in a different
Uh-huh.
format with a different audience. So I love that you bring that up for business wise.
Well, and I think it's so important to note that we're already doing it, right? I get this pushback all the time when talking about client nurture strategies with possible clients, or even some of the clients I currently have, where we like to tell ourselves that people don't care about this stuff.
Right.
But I remember clearly when I had an agent friend tell me this, and I was like, that makes so much sense. They told me, if your CPA called you quarterly, would you want them to say, "Hey, do you have any tax needs right now?" every time you called them? Or would you want them just to would you prefer them to be your friend and check in and say, "Hey, how's business, whatever." And if you guys talk about business, great.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh my gosh, I would much rather my CPA call me and check in on life than I would every quarter call and ask if I need tax help." And
Right.
I think it's funny because we think this lane of the personalized route is so tricky and people don't care, when really this is the route that they don't like. Like, I don't want you to call me. If you're my real estate agent, I don't want you to call me 4 times a year and ask if I know anyone who wants to buy, sell, or invest in real estate.
Right.
And that's the script we use, right? And
Yeah.
so it feels like a touch to us, and I get it. But think of how it comes, like I'm the client person, right? I
Yeah.
That's my frame of reference always. And so I think of, how does that feel for the client, right?
Yeah.
If you're sending them, here's how many, like applying this to yearly check-ins, here's how many houses I sold, here's how much money I made. Nobody cares about that. They want the connection. And
Yeah.
so I think it's a lot, weird isn't the right word, but I think it's a lot more abnormal to go this route where we just want to, do you know anyone who wants to buy, sell, or invest, and design all of our nurture strategies that way? That's not
Yeah.
nurture, right? When I think nurture, I think moms, like mama bears, right? We want to take care of you. We want to love on you, like make sure you have what you need. And so that's why I always frame every nurture, especially those yearly ones, through the lens of connection and that mama bear mentality, because you
Mhm.
want to provide value to the people. You want it to not feel like a touch, right?
Yeah. Oh, it's so true. So true. And I love that fact too. Like, if you think about it, going back to that example real quick where they were sharing about their getting married, right? Sure, most people may not care. But if you've had that nurturing throughout the year, then they're going to be excited for you. And then the first thing that I thought of when you said that too was, there's going to be people on that email list that are going to be like, where was this location? I'm looking for a venue. I have a friend or a family who's looking for a venue, especially if it's in their local area, right? They're going to have questions.
And what a great value, right?
Hmm.
You could even say, this is why I love, love, love doing these, because you can even say, hey, we loved this venue. If you or any of your friends, or hey, if you guys are thinking of getting married and want some recommendations, let us know. We just went through it. Like, there's so many ways that you can come from value and it not feel weird or forced or anything. And because this client, he's a friend, but also a client of mine, he actually, like, I call his sphere, or in his past clients, like that's part of my client nurture solution for him. And I'll tell you what, these people have loved being a part of his wedding. Like, he did it on Zoom, and so he shared the link out to quite a few
Oh, cool.
people. And so even at, like, he was like, hey, I realized my wedding's on Zoom, so I don't know if you care. No worries if you don't. I won't know if you're there. Like, it was so low key, so hands off, but so many of those people joined.
Yeah.
And when I call them, They're like, oh man, how are they doing? I need to reach out to him and tell him congrats. I need to know how married life is. Like they actually genuinely care. And that's it was honestly kind of a mindset shift for me because I would have thought the same thing. Nobody cares about my marriage or
Right.
whatever. It's totally false, but it's because of the work that he's done to set it up.
It's so true. And that's where that curiosity marketing comes in play. People are curious, they want to know what's going on. That's where you, as the agent who is sending out these emails, can also start to include little video clips. Like he
Oh,
included a link at the time to Zoom, but he could also include an after video
yep,
clip and showing off the venue. And there's so many ways that you can tie in that to your business, to the conversation, and
totally.
incorporate that marketing or video marketing
Totally.
as well.
At the end of the day, we're humans,
Yeah.
and that's the best thing to remember. Like we're all humans, we're all doing life, we're all set here to experience it together. And so why not include more people in on it? You don't have to make it weird. Like my nephew's bar mitzvah is tomorrow. And I mean, you can if it's important to you, but like you don't have to include every little thing. But I think the things that are important to you, it's worth checking in with your people, and it reminds them that you're a real life person and not just this robot, or
Yes.
worse, not just this person who only cares about sales. That's my
Mhm.
biggest thing, which is the whole reason client care exists, is because I think oftentimes salespeople don't quite know that nurture side as well. They know sales and they're dang good at it, right?
Yeah.
But it's a whole different brain to slow down, to speed up, essentially. And that's what client care is, right? It's this slow long term nurture, but in the long run it makes your business work for you. And I
Yeah.
think oftentimes agents come off so salesy that people, just like we do with multi-level marketing on Facebook,
Oh yeah.
because if you're only asking me about sales every time you reach out, that's my first assumption, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you just want to sell me something, you're not in it to connect with me. And same thing for the real estate agent. And so I think having those built-in nurtures helps remind people that you're human. It helps remind them that we're connecting. And this is more than just I want your business. This is like, hey, you're in my life.
Yeah. It's so true. So that was the first one. That was the yearly check-in. So that's a big one, as you can all tell. And so let's talk about the second one. What's that second one that you suggest we all have for our email series?
Yeah. So I tell people do a yearly. And then further than that, do a quarterly. At bare minimum, do a quarterly check-in. But here's my caveat to doing a quarterly check-in is it must have a value piece. And here's why.
Mm,
People don't want to hear from you that much if you're just asking to buy, sell, or invest, right?
yeah.
They don't care. It's your business, not theirs. You're doing nothing for them other than bugging them, essentially. Or at least
Right.
that's my opinion. If you call me quarterly and say, hey, you want to buy a car? You want to buy a car? Like I don't want to buy a car ever again. I'm
Right.
going to walk everywhere. Like never call me. Right. And so I think we view it through the wrong lens, but if you can quarterly offer your people something of value to them in an email, and this can be anything. My favorite around springtime is offering them your vetted vendor list. This is,
Ooh.
like, in my opinion, the easiest touch because you as agents work with electricians and plumbers and general contractors and all types of, and even past just home vendors, right? You have a CPA and most likely, and website builders and all types of vendors. Why not in the spring when people are likely making remodels to their homes or doing, spring projects and honey-do lists and whatnot, offer them a vetted vendor list? What a piece of value. And personally, if it were me, I would automate this and do it every spring and say, hey, here's my updated vetted vendor list should you need it. I
Mm,
know now is a great time to do some of those spring and summer projects, and wanted to make sure you had good people in your pocket. Call me if you want to chat through any of this,
yeah.
right? Because now you're giving them something. You're not asking them to buy, sell, or invest. You're saying, here's this value add. It's real estate adjacent, right?
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of these run hand in hand with us, and it doesn't feel salesy. But once again, anytime your name goes through their head, they're going to think of you in real estate. And so that I think is the easiest. But even more than that, maybe reach out to your vendors and say, hey, who's willing to give my people a discount for the summer market? I'd love to send them an email and say, hey, if you need your gutters clean, go to my guy Ed. He's got your back. He's going to give you 20% off.
Ooh, that's good.
right?
FYI, for those who don't know me, I don't do gutters, but there you go.
See, there you go. But like now you're like, oh my gosh, I need my gutters done.
Yeah,
Amanda's giving me 20% off because of her vetted person. So she must trust this person.
right.
Now I get my gutters cleaned, I get money off, and you didn't even ask me to buy or sell.
Yeah. No, I
All
love that. And that's a cool thing. So for those listening, if you can, let us know, are you already doing this? We just talked about the yearly email as being a big one. Now we're on the quarterly one. I will say that I actually started this year here in 2022 with a quarterly email that I send out to my to a special list, where I actually for the first time tried it, and I actually got responses saying, "Oh my gosh, I love this."
right.
They filled out the information, they loved it, and I told a couple of them who were really into it, I was like, "Steal this. Like
Yeah.
take it and run with it." And for me, the what I've done is and I'm testing this, of course, but for me, what I've done is I'm connected with so many amazing, talented business owners, from agents to speakers to
Yeah.
coaches and consultants, and like it runs the whole gamut there. And so, for me, what I want to do is I want to be able to connect more
Mhm.
people with each other, because I know that I have an amazing sphere of influence, and they're all very talented and can use those connections for themselves. And so the best way for me to do that is to do a quarterly check-in where I'm seeing where my people are at. What do
Yeah.
they need? What have they accomplished? So that way it keeps me fresh on what's happening with them, so that I can make sure to connect those dots. And
Oh,
now, listening to what you shared, Amanda, I'm going to go back and recheck my emails so that way I can do any more of a value add if needed.
totally. And I love what you're saying about connections because it could be that simple. Like
Yeah.
a vetted vendor list is great. You could do really anything in that. That's a value add to your people. Like it could even just be, hey, it's Christmas time. Here's where to go see some fun lights, right? That's a
Yes.
value add. It's quick and easy. But what I love about what you're saying, Ed, is you're being proactive and getting the information and then doing something with it. Because I've gotten connections from you that have landed great conversations, great coaching conversations where I've walked away and been like, man, that really impacted me and my business. I've had great business connections as a result of some of the people that you've connected me with. And so that's what I think is really cool is it becomes the gift that keeps on giving, right? Maybe
Yeah.
you recommended me to Jill, who said, oh, you need to meet Jane, who said, I've got this person, Joe, that you should talk to. Now,
Yep.
every time I work with Joe, who might become a client, I'm going to think of Ed,
Yeah.
and it's all by proxy, right? But I'm going to think of Ed because of Joe that I got over here.
So
And
true.
it's once again business that keeps on working for you. And that's the kind of
Yeah.
business I want to build and help agents build, right?
Yep.
Businesses that do the work for them, because it's a lot of work on the front end in this client care world. I'll own that wholeheartedly. And it's not easy because now business is screaming at us from every which way, and we want to close deals because we're salespeople. I totally get it. And that's why the client care division exists, so that people like you, agents, can focus on now business and we can help take that off your plate. But it just, the biggest thing I'll say with this, especially the quarterly ones, is it's got to be valuable. Otherwise,
Yes.
people don't care and they're going to check out.
Yeah.
And you don't want that because then you become salesy, right?
Right.
And I might be beating that point dead or whatever the phrase
It's
is. I'm
good
really bad
though.
at this, but it's the most important thing to me in my business is that people are giving valuable stuff to people. And so for you, Ed, in that you offered networking, and
Yeah.
that's huge because you know people I don't know. You
Yeah.
get into groups and spheres of influences that I don't know, and now I get to tap into that just because I know you. And that's the coolest part about being a real estate agent, in my opinion, or being
Oh
a
yeah.
human, right? You know people I don't know, and I might need to know the people you know because they might be a great friend or colleague or whatever. And so tapping into that is so simple and such a value add.
Oh yeah. And before we move on to the third one more thing I'll mention too on the quarterly is what keeps coming to mind is that you could also even frame your quarterly emails to be what you learned that quarter, right? Like we got to think about like that ask give situation.
Yep.
what can you give to the other person? And there's so much knowledge that we all on a daily basis, let alone a weekly, monthly, or quarterly basis, that we're learning. And they could be our pitfalls, they could be our wins. But like, remember who you're talking to. And I would say share it in a way that allows the other person to understand that it's that value add and not I sold 5 homes this month. Because again, we're not trying to go to that sales route. We're trying to talk about that learning that you had and that experience, because that's going to make you relatable.
Well, and people love learning lessons from other people. And I think what you said, I haven't even thought about that, sharing the lessons that you learn
Yeah.
and the wins and stuff. People love that stuff. Now, once again, I think you probably have to do some work to build up. Otherwise, your people are going to be like, why is Ed telling me his weekly gratitude?
Yeah.
Like that feels out of left field. So
Yeah.
put in the work on the front end. But also I love that because people love to learn. Like, I don't want to make a mistake you've made, Ed. And if you've made a mistake in business or life that I can learn from, I'm here for it. Right. I would love to learn and to be able to grow from that. And maybe it's even, maybe if it feels weird to do personal stuff or whatever in that, like even learning about the market, like, hey, here's what I learned about the market this quarter. Like I learned that things are going over ask price. Like it can be salesy without being salesy, right? And
Exactly.
to me, it's really salesy when you call and say, who do you know that wants to buy, sell, or invest?
Right.
Every time. And that's the script that real estate agents are taught. And it's really great for cold calling. It's exceptional. Or like, hey, do you want to buy? Do you want to sell? Like, great, because it's direct, it gets to the point. But when you're touching your people, it needs to have a lot more than that. And so I love the lesson idea. I think that's really cool.
See, this is what happened. This is why we love the live show, because you never know what's going to happen. And the same idea when it comes from email, when it comes to the email nurture series, the same comes with our social media posts and more specifically our live videos or just posting videos on a regular basis. It helps you play the long game and be able to connect with others, both within your network and within other people's networks as well. And so you can
even, go ahead. I was just going to say, you could take these emails and make them videos within the email too, but you can also like, I love it when
I just have to call her out right now. Amanda, you're awesome. I love it. It's like,
but I mean, I'm just like, my brain is thinking now because I'm like, you could send a video in these emails, or how about you, even if that feels like too much to you, you can be like, hey, social media world, I'm going live on Facebook right now because I just sent this out to my database and I wanted you guys to know this. Like, I love it when I see agents say, hey, I just sent this out to my database. If you want it, drop your email below. Why? Because it's brilliant. You get people's contact information. You're giving them, they're opting in, right? This isn't like I downloaded everyone on my Facebook and sent them this. You had to say, I would like this piece of information I'm offering you. And it's a great way to incorporate all of this into your business, right?
Yeah.
Like everything. Why not include your social media as a part of this? And it could be as easy as, hey, my quarterly email just dropped. It was this. I mean, let's say you sent the vetted vendor list. Let's say it's April 1. That's your quarterly email and you send it out. Go live on Facebook. Hey, I've got a vetted vendor list. If any of my friends, you don't have to have worked with me ever in the past. If you are one of my friends and you want this list, email me below.
Oh, that's what we call repurposing. Mm-hmm. That's what we call having a strategy in place and being able to leverage your content on various platforms and various mediums and the power of video. Oh my gosh. I'm like,
I love it.
So stoked about this conversation right now.
Well, and I love the idea. I've been taking a look at a lot of the automation that we help agents set up with their smart drip campaigns and all of that.
Yeah.
And thinking of how can we incorporate more video into this? And now a lot of my agents are resistant, right? And so I'm trying to get them to talk to Ed.
Yeah. I'm like, come on, guys, let's go.
Have one conversation. I promise you'll feel differently. But I'm like, how cool is it? Like, even if it's a voicemail or something, any of this automation that we can make feel more personalized is great. And so you can record an automated birthday message. Hello, happy birthday. And then it automatically sends out, and it can be the same birthday message for everybody. So if you're
Yeah.
listening and you're not a real estate agent, don't hear that. They're all personalized and customized to you.
Oh yeah.
But
Well, and
it,
that's
making
the
it
cool
so
thing.
stupid simple is the goal, right?
Yeah, that's the cool thing. For anybody who's on my email list, because I do send a weekly newsletter. I hate the word newsletter, but I haven't figured out a better term that everyone would know. So we're
All right,
stuck with that.
challenge accepted.
Yes, yes, challenge accepted. But I send out a weekly newsletter, right? And I try to make it as valuable as possible,
Mhm.
sharing whatever I've learned that week, business tips and video tips. And I like to switch things up from
Mhm.
time to time. So that way it keeps it fresh and, you test new things out.
Yeah,
And so last week I tested sending a video that allows you to also record your response, whether it's video, audio, or text.
oh
And
cool.
they loved it. I say you guys loved it who are on my email list. It got high open rates, it
Yeah,
got good click throughs, and I got actual responses. Now, I will say, you guys didn't use video yet, but that's okay. That's okay. My feelings aren't hurt. You will soon. It
they're a
was just
little
the
hurt, but
first.
we'll talk about it.
Yeah, it was just the first time. So it's all good. We'll work our way up there. But part of my job, and I say this as the video expert, right? But I'm also saying this as a business owner, a real estate agent. I'm putting myself in your shoes as well. Is that part of our job is to open that door,
Hmm.
right? And so by me, in this example, by me opening that door, I was able to put in a video that not only you could watch, but that you could directly respond to, that was at a comfort level for you, whether you wanted to text,
Totally.
video, or audio. And it opens that door because not only do you have those choices, but now you're like, oh, I could do this for myself,
So easy.
right?
Well, and what I love about it too is it gave them an easy, and this might be part of what you're saying, it gave them an easy way to record a video that's not out to the general mass. Like, I know when I started doing live videos, that was a big thing for me. And the way I got over it is I would just practice. And as
Mhm.
dumb as that sounds, I would literally put my phone on and hit video and say, all right, I'm going to teach about the 3 email drip types that I believe are most important or whatever.
Yeah.
And I would do as long as I felt like I could. And then I'd rewatch it and I'd be like, okay, this is really weird. And I still have some of these habits,
Ooh,
right? Like I look all over the place. It's how I communicate in real life though. So it's
and
we're working on it. But
yeah,
there's you
it's good
learn these
though.
things, but it's
Yeah,
hands off.
it's really good. It's almost as if you've gone through some of my trainings, because that's what we do, right? But yeah, and we're gonna get to the third one here because I know we're getting close on time. But right before we do that, I'm gonna plant this little seed because you mentioned something key there about looking all over the place,
Mhm.
and not necessarily always into the camera, which is okay. I want to point this out because since we talk a lot of real estate and since we're talking video, it's important to know this because one of the videos that I saw last week was where Glenda Baker, who's really big in real estate and online, she was talking about her videos and her video journey. And it's very interesting because every time I've seen her videos, she's, I don't know if I can do it right now, but let me see. She's always looking off to the side. And
Okay.
for me, it drove me a little nuts because I was like, oh, like I need to tell her, like, look into the camera, right? Not that you have to look like all the time into the camera because it's a
We're
little
looking
weird, but you want to have your focal point. But
totally.
here was the cool thing. She explained on the video the reason why she always looks off to the side is because she's not scripted, but she can't look directly into the camera. It doesn't feel right for her. And I forget her exact words, but it basically was not comfortable. So she had to look to the side at her camera guy and talk to him because he was the person she was talking to, which
Ah,
makes total
okay.
sense because, and
Yeah.
now it doesn't bug me because now I
Now
know.
she's just looking at the camera guy.
Yeah. So
Totally.
my point is, and we can do a whole nother episode on this by itself, but my point is that for those of you who are fearful of the camera or just feel awkward talking to a device, there's several things that you can do, but one of which is doing what I'm just going to call the Glenda approach. There you go. Glenda, if you ever see this or anybody tags you and you see it, there you go. The Glenda approach.
We named it after you.
Yes, yes. But I have so much respect for that because she explained what's going on to her audience. And it's so powerful. And I know not everyone's going to have their own camera guy, so they can't do it. So maybe you just have a picture of me or Amanda or whoever it is that you want to have sitting there with you. But just know that it's okay to not always look in the camera. You just don't really want to be, looking down all the time either.
I love it. That's a good.
All right. So yes, we can do more of those as we go on with other episodes. But let's get to number 3 before we wrap up here. So we talked about yearly check-ins. We talked about quarterly check-ins. Now we're on to number 3. What's the third one, Amanda?
And this one is personalized touches. And so this one, a lot of different things you can do here. Obviously, birthdays are one of them. But when I talk about personalized touches, for me, this is, sorry, my cat is really trying to come join. She wants to be a part of the show today. I know, she's like, people are talking. That means I need to be there. Personalized touches. So birthdays, all of that type of individual one-on-one communication. Maybe it's not getting popped out to the mass public in your database, totally fine. But this is the stuff where it's like, here's my VIP list. Maybe these are the people you want to send your wedding updates to. Or maybe it's, I just want to check in on Ed and I thought about him. Like my favorite script and as it relates to a personalized email or text is honestly just, hey, you popped in my brain, just wanted to say hi, see how you're doing.
Yeah.
Who doesn't want to answer that text? Right? Like if I texted you that, Ed, you'd be like, Amanda thought of me? That's cool. I'm doing good. I'm going to tell her I'm doing good. Like people want, because once again, it's not salesy. And so I try to design as many, even of the automation to feel personalized when we do this with agents and creating their smart drip campaigns for that reason, because people, it's just like getting a card in the mail. When it says to current resident, I don't open any of them because I know it's really not geared towards me unless it's like a store that I go to and it likely has a coupon or something in it. But outside of that, I don't open them. But when they make it look like a personalized card written to me, I fall for it every time. This is personal to me. Someone went out of their way to send this to me. And so I think of the same thing with emails, like birthdays. So often we get like, she's just going to have to sit in my lap. We're going to have a special guest star here.
There you go.
Mally Candelius. But the personalized element of it, birthdays are really, really easy to do personalized, obviously, because there's no automation. I mean, you can automate it, but there's no like, it's going to multiple people. It's just going to you on that day. Yeah. But check-ins, let's personalize them. Let's make them feel specific to you. And this is why this is my pro tip for database management for people. Any conversation that you have with your people, you should document it in your CRM system and with as much notes as possible. I'm not saying you need to write a story. I'm not saying you need to voice record every word and put it in there. But if I have a conversation with Ed who says, you know what, I'm just really struggling to get in the groove of things this year. And, I've got these big goals and maybe my big goal is to run a marathon, to get a new dog. And I'm just making it up to get a new dog and to, I don't know, go to Joshua Tree National Park. Those are my 3 goals. Well, now a great thing to follow up with Ed on, right? So often I see agents just log the call. And I see this when I get in your databases too. It'll say call logged.
Ooh.
Right? That's great. You talk to them. Now you have no idea what you talked to them about. So when you call them in 6 months or 6 weeks or however long, you have no idea. Whereas if we have a conversation today about the marathon you want to run in June, now I have permission to reach out in June, right? So now we're making it relatable. It's personalized. I'm reaching out to you. I'm coming from value. These are kind of my like all-inclusive touches, right? So like if you can start doing this with your past clients and your sphere of influence and all of that, even leveraging Facebook, People post this kind of stuff on Facebook all the time.
All
My
the time.
2022 goal is to run a marathon. If you see that and it catches your eye and you're like, that's a past client or sphere of influence, add that to your database. You don't
Yeah.
have to go crazy with it and go find all your friends and stalk their page to find their goals. But if you see it and you think of it, add it, because it fuels the next conversation, right? Because then if Ed and I are having that conversation, it's February 7th and Ed's marathon is June 1st, I can reach back out in April. Hey, how's the marathon training going? I can send him an email in June. Hey, did you book your race? What day is your race?
Oh, that is
all these personalized touches that people, here's what I have a love-hate relationship with this statement because it sounds harsh, but it's true. People love to talk about themselves.
It's true.
They love it. All of us, we're all like this. And I'm not calling you selfish, but we love to talk about ourselves. And because we love to talk about ourselves, it's a great, easy way to allow people space to do that, remind them that you're still in business, and to connect with them.
Yeah, it's so true. Woo, we have so many good ones. Tabitha says, I drove through Joshua Tree Park and it was so beautiful, Amanda. Nice tips, y'all. Thank you, Tabitha. We appreciate you. Yes. So those are your 3 types of email sequences that you want to be able to implement in your business, whether you're a real estate agent, small business owner, it doesn't matter. You got to get those in there because it's all going to lead to the same thing: connections and business.
Yep.
And those 3, real quick summary, was a yearly check-in, quarterly check-in, and a personalized touch.
And these happen as they happen. I should have mentioned that. Yeah. So this is just the life ones.
Yep. And these are just 3, by the way. There's so much more, of course. But if you need any help with that, definitely reach out to Amanda. She is your go-to for it and can point you in the right direction. And if you guys need anything from either of us, please let us know. And go ahead and drop a comment down below. What did you learn today? Because it's great that you showed up. It's great that you tuned in. It's great that you follow us. But if you're not actually learning something and implementing it, it's kind of like, what's the point?
Yeah,
you know, totally. I love you, but I also want you to, I want you to actually take something valuable and run with it. So let us know, even if it's in the replay, wherever you're tuning in to us from. And Amanda, you got anything else before we let everyone go?
The last thing I'll leave you with, and Ed, you know I'm going to say it, my 3 tips about all your touches: make them valuable, make them authentic to who you are, and make them repeatable so that you can continue to do it consistently. Yes. And if you do those things, you're going to be successful in it, guaranteed.
Woo! I love that. All right, everyone, have a great rest of your day and week. We will see you back here next week, 8 a.m. Pacific. And until next time, take care.
See ya.